What's going on, tamers? Welcome to DigiPod, the digital podcast, the one and only place where you can find the guy who is willing to call Tyrannomon trash.
Wow, hi, everyone. Normally it would have been Mike, Normally.
I'm your boy Varney, the guy who called Tyrannomon trash. And I'm here with my co-host Dan, who said that Ragna is more trash than Dynamon, and that's Mike, who has no opinions on the subject matter whatsoever.
To be honest, bro, it's been a bad deck since forever. So
this is true. We had a 4-cost to Digivolve, 11k Rust Tyrannomon that said if it attacks an opponent's what is it? If it deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives
the
unsuspended,
old one, the very first one?
Yeah, the very first one. And it was like, okay, cool. Where's my piercing inheritable? You're like, all right, cool. I got to play Taiga. You're like, all right, I guess I can see the vision. Where's my DP buffing? What is
I
DP
think
buffing?
Tyrannomons even back then had big DP buffs.
Did they?
Yeah.
Because I know the ones that we have now, they give it, but mainly as start of main and stuff.
Was that the Mellow Tyrannomon was like all right, like it did nothing on body. Yeah. It only had the inheritable to do something.
No, it was a 2-cost to Digivolve, Daniel.
Correct, but it had an inheritable. That's what mattered.
A 2-cost to Digivolve with an inheritable. It may not have been a good inheritable, but it was an inheritable.
And back then, like you're realizing now, which I've been knowing this for a very long time because I played Tyrannomon since the very beginning. Even back then had red Tyrannomons and green Tyrannomon.
Oh my goodness gracious, bro!
Because back then they had the red Tyrannomon that had jamming. That was the play back in the day.
It's a bad day out here as a dino lover. Anyways, we're here today to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. I mean, we're here to talk to you about local, not your car's extended warranty. If you get one of those calls,
where did that scam start coming from? Like, why is that a thing? Like, why would anyone like? Why does anyone fall for that one? Like, I just can't.
I guess it's because
let us know if you know the lore behind that scam.
Did your grandma get scammed by it? I mean, it must work, right? Because if it didn't work, they wouldn't keep doing it. So,
I mean, you got a point about that. I got an email from, I think it was like Facebook or something. Sorry, let me rephrase. I got an email from like Facebook or something that was like, oh, somebody logged into your account. Make sure you double check your password. Click here to reset your password. And I'm like,
I've definitely seen those. Yeah.
I didn't get the Facebook app notification that somebody logged in. So I looked at the email and the email looked legit AF.
Yeah.
I kid you not. I don't blame anybody for falling victim to this email, but you know what you're supposed to do?
You go to the actual app and then change it.
Well, that's number one. Always look at the email that it comes from.
The sender, yes.
That's not a fail-safe solution because there are ways to spoof the email that it comes from. But that was indicator number one because you know who it came from? No reply at facebookmail.com.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I was like, okay, yeah, this is junk. But let me tell you a story about how I almost got scammed. So the one day I got a text message from TD Bank. I legitimately was trying to like do something and I can't remember the exact scenario, but I was trying to do something and like TD Bank like flagged the transaction as fraudulent and I got an email for it or a text message notification. I was like, yeah, this is a legit transaction. So they called and they were like, hey, yada, yada. And everything seemed legit. There was nothing that indicated, oh, this is a fake call or anything. So, I gave them my identifying information and yada, yada. And come to find out, now, first of all, my credit shit. So good job. you got my stuff, but you can't do anything with it. I locked it down afterwards, but come to find out, the number that they called from that looked like the TD Bank number was not the TD Bank number. And when I called back, I don't remember,
you can spoof phone numbers.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, oh man. So don't even pick up the call. Like if somebody calls and they're like, hey, this is TD Bank calling, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I would advise you to hang up, go look up the number yourself and then call. Because with the amount of ways that you can spoof how real something looks nowadays, you're honestly better off initiating it yourself rather than letting them do the work. Because
you guys didn't play enough RuneScape growing up, bro. I'll never get. No one's ever gonna scam me, bro. I know all the tips and tricks, bro. I'm never getting scammed, bro.
Did you?
If you type in your password backwards in chat and press enter, it doesn't show up. Dude, this is classic stuff right there.
Oh my god!
I'm never getting scammed, bro. I'll live that life, you know. Trimming armor, give me your armor. I'll trim it for you. I'll dupe your items. Dude, I'll never can't scam me, bro.
Oh my!
Classic RuneScape.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know a money glitch, bro. Follow me into the wild, bro. I got you.
And they get murdered.
Don't bank your items.
Real quick though, when I used to work at Best Buy, you'd be surprised at how many people will get scammed with the hey, such and such needs a gift card for like $500 and needs to send it over to some country or blah 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 blah. And it was like crazy because we would tell them like, yo, this is a scam. And then they would like not believe us. And they're like, you can't even buy $500 worth of gift cards. You have to buy $100 and you have to buy 5 separate transactions and stuff like that. And so we try to like dissuade them as much as possible. But some of them were just too stubborn. They'd be like, this has to happen because my blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, dude, it's not real. Like, ain't no way. Well, you know what? Any family from Costa Rica is asking you for some goddamn gift cards at like,
well, the worst part is when you get hit with like ransomware attacks or anything that like actually infects your computer and it legitimately locks it down. So as an uneducated person, because I remember my cousin calling me the one time and he was like, yo, my computer just got hacked. I can't use it. And they want me to go to CVS and buy them gift cards. And I was like, yeah. Bro, I mean, you are being hacked. And unfortunately, you're screwed. You're going to have to wipe the computer because they're in there. And the only recourse is to completely wipe the computer. And from a technical perspective, I don't mean to bore you guys, but since we're talking about it, sometimes wiping your computer isn't enough. Sometimes like stuff can live past like a soft wipe, so to say. So you'd need to legitimately like find a family or friend who knows computers or go to a shop and completely like it would need to go through a hard wipe.
You guys are hurting my security background right now. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I always tell people to like, because like a lot of people are like, oh, like my computer is a password, blah, blah, blah. Bro, if your computer is physically able for me to access, I'm getting into it. You're not like I'm getting into it. I don't care about your password. I'm getting into it.
So technology is
you'd be surprised though. A lot of those like your computer's been hacked, blah blah blah. It's because people will have Google Chrome their notifications and their pop-ups on. Right. Yep. So they'll click on a link and then they'll accidentally subscribe to a bunch of notifications. And then they'll just get fucking spammed with notifications saying like your computer is blah, blah, blah. And like all you have to do is just remove the notifications.
Yep. That's in today's day. It's much simpler to hack nowadays than it was back then. Back then you had to rely on people being equally as dumb. With
people are still dumb back then, and people are still dumb today, so it doesn't change.
Don't click on links that you don't know. Don't download files that you're like, where is this file? Oh, a PDF file? You know what I get all the time that like pisses me off? I get like these random like cryptic emails. They don't
gotta go to
say anything.
downloadmoreram.com, bro. You can select all sorts of good.
You know what? To the person who posted on the Facebook page for Digimon Alleseon, and they were like, "Oh, damn, I don't meet the requirements for this game. You should go to downloadmoreram.com."
Oh yeah, bro. Downloadmoreram.com.
Speaking of, if you guys didn't know, the beta sign up for Digimon Alleseon has went up today. So you guys should check out, if you're in our Discord,
10,000 people.
As a matter of fact, just join our Discord. And then you can look in DCG News and you can find the link to sign up for Digimon Alleseon. But yeah, they are selecting 10,000 people to beta test.
That's a lot, actually.
It is a lot. I feel like...
And also not a lot at the same time.
I'm not even being a dick, but are there 10,000 people that know what Digimon Alleseon is right now? Like,
right now? I feel like no,
that's
right?
a lot for... I feel like that's a lot, actually.
Right, but that's my thoughts. Like, I know there's... I think the Facebook group has over like 60,000 people.
Yeah, but people not all 60,000 of those people are active, right?
Right.
And
so that's people who know what Alleseon is. I'm like, maybe I feel like personally, like we have good chances to get in, right? Because I feel like there's no way that more than 10,000 people are signing up for this.
Is the beta test for phone only? It's for Android or iOS only right now?
Yeah, because the
game's only
mobile. App is only mobile, correct? So if you own an iOS or Android device that has 8 gigabytes of RAM or more with iOS 15 or Android 11 or higher, you too can register for the beta test. If you don't, I mean, I guess you can still register and it might run choppy. I don't know if you're...
I'm going to assume it's going to be choppy.
6 gigs of RAM. Well, like sometimes they prevent you from like installing it.
If you have a good phone, so
check it out. Cool stuff. Anyways, locals. Dan, only person who went. I was looking for the Grand Archive this weekend, and I also met up with a fellow friend as we got to get into Gundam. Right, Mike?
That's true.
So Dan's the only person who went to Digimon locals. So Dan, lead the conversation. What's up?
Yeah, sure. I played locals. The end. Next door. I'm kidding. Anyways, so it was actually a decent amount of people. I think we had like 8 or 10 players, something like that. I don't remember. I just know we had... No, it had to be 8 because I think it was 3 rounds. I feel like it was 3 rounds. I played Diaboromon. I ran it back. I got my new stuff. I got everything I needed. Played it with the correct ratios that I wanted to play. And man, it feels great again. It feels amazing. I think it could be a legitimate meta contender. And I really like the changes I made to the deck. I got 2 slots that's quite spicy. I'll get into. I think it's spicy just because they haven't been played in a long time, I feel like. But yeah, round 1 I played against something. Round 2 I played against something. And round 3 I played against Galaxy. I'm trying to think what I played against round 1. All jokes aside, I don't remember what it was at the moment. I played against... Oh, my fault. I remember. The Mirror. I played against the Mirror. And so... Mirror is interesting. I feel like it's like a lot of mirrors on Digimon. Digimon mirrors is usually about your clapback. You have to have the immediate clapback and you need to be ready for it. And if you're not, GG. So like game 1, he raised... Or no, I think I decided because I ended up going double searcher. So I had 1 in the back and 1 in front. So I went to the front Caramon. I got into the Diaboromon. And then I proceeded to like continue going. But he had a lot going on for himself because off rip he had the new errata plus like 2 old school erratas or 3 versus my only 1 errata for old school errata. So I'm just working with just the 1 errata play. So I'm not getting as much tokens. I'm just trying to control board, do as much pressure as I can immediately, so he doesn't deal with it. And with that, I was able to get the W. Honestly,
damn, Dan out here getting W's and not L's.
No, and so whatchamacallit, he went Armageddon on for like 11 and gave me like a whole like 7 memory so to deal with the deal board when I was on board, because he ended up not having a deal board or something like that. I don't remember the details fully. And because he gave me that much memory, I was able to go ham and go for game. And then game 2, I started off way slower. And did I lose game 2? Yeah, I lost game 2. Yeah. So I started off slower, and he went full combo with Alliance, double check twice, and he ended up getting it. And then game 3, I saw my erratas, and then he pulled me down to 1 security immediately, but I had the instant clapback with my deal board mine, dealt with his stack, and then board control, and then went for game after that. Not too bad. And then round 2, I played against, I don't remember right now. I'm trying to think. Give me a second.
Insert the Jeopardy theme music.
Seconds over.
Yeah. I don't remember. I legit don't remember what my round 2 was right now. I played against. Oh my god. Who do I even play against?
This man's came and won a local, so he actually has bragging rights to talk about, and he forgets everything that he did.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm like so blanking right now.
Clearly, it wasn't that important to you, bro.
Yeah, no. And then round 3, I played against Galaxy, and I won that 2-1. Game 1, he kept trying to do things, and then I would just digivolve him, and he would redo it again. And I kid you not, he must have had like about a 5 to 8 minute Galaxy turn. I got so bored, I was just like, just kill me already. Like, what are you doing with your life? You know what I'm saying? Like, just do something. And so, new Digimon strong against Diaboron, being able to strip the sources. And then bottom deck killed me.
Bye-bye protection.
I was able to like still be all right with it. He gave me like 3-4 memory, and then Arad gave me more. I climbed up Diaboron, Digivolve, blew up the stack, and so on. I forgot Apollo Ace is a thing, and I was like, I'm gonna swing over this stack. And then he goes Apollo Ace, because he was thinking about it. I was like, what aces do they have? Ain't no way he's running like random aces. And then he went Apollo Ace, and I like totally forgot about that. I was like, oh yeah, I mean, that's a play.
Damn, Dan got skill checked.
No, it's more of a memory check because it's brand new. Like, ain't no, like, you know,
skill
no one's played
checked.
It. Not skill checked. Anyways, so whatever. And then I know I played the BT-17 Caramon. I think it's the 17 or is it EX6, whichever one that has the opponent's turn to Evo to Inframon. And so I had hard played that because I knew I couldn't do anything that there was that turn. So I had that with Armageddon on plus 2 tokens. And so he was doing his combos. He goes into a Firemon. I'm like, all right, he's gonna pop the Caramon. And he goes, pop token. I was like, ain't no way this man just did that. So I'm like, all right, is that it? And then he's like, yeah. So I go, all right, affect the Caramon, Evo into Inframon, digivolve your stack. Because it's the EX6 one or whatever it is. The one that digivolves, and then if it's an 8 cost or less, that Digimon can't attack players. And so that stunned him from trying to kill me. And then I went for game. I went to the game afterwards. Got game afterwards. Game 2, I was slow at the game, so he just blasted my security. Apollo on 3-4 checks, whatever it was. And then he went on to the 7, whatever his name was, I was about to say Galactic. Galaxy something? Whatever his name is.
No, it's Grace Nova.
Grace Nova. I don't know. I never know his name. I don't know why. I just don't care enough about it. And so
the disrespect for your fellow
That's
Digimon.
Crazy.
It really is.
Who cares about
toxic,
Grace Nova?
bro. This guy's fucking toxic.
That's a fact.
So anyways, so then game 3 happened. I have a better start going. He's popping off. I have a Diaboromon with the Alliance Diaboromon on board. And then I hard drop another Caramon, that same Caramon. So I'm like, all right, he'll probably deal with this time, but let's see what happens. So he's doing shenanigans. This man is going from rookie to a champion, back down to a rookie, going down from the egg back to a rookie, going up to a champion, back down, up again. And then he goes to Cressamon for his 5. And I go, what does that do again? Basically nothing. It was the new one, right? So all this is just a draw 1, trash 1, I believe, Arnie, right? And then you stun something.
Which one?
The new one, the new Cressy.
Yeah.
It's a draw 1,
trash 1, stun a Digimon or two.
Yeah. So I said, oh, that's all it does? Okay. Effect of Caramon again. I go into the Infamon. This is the Infamon now that lets you pop a token Evo to Diaboromon. So I go into the new BT22 Diaboromon. And then I go effect, create token. I have 2 of that same Diaboromon and have double Digivolve. So I said Digivolve and then pop twice. He had the inheritable to protect it, but it's double pop and it doesn't matter. And then that was game at that point. And that was basically it. I'm still trying to think what my round 2 was. My God, I really don't remember. Oh, I know what it is now. Hunters. I want that too low. Hunters was slow at the box. I went, all right, cool. I got 2 Erados. Let's make 2 tokens. Rush, align, swing, 2 checks, swing with the token. Oh, token died. I have the Infamon that creates another token when it dies. So again, swing, rush, and then like it was just game. And that basically what happened twice. And he was too slow at the box both times with Hunters.
Sounds like this guy cheated to me, bro.
Oh yeah, totally.
Especially because it was Marvin. He was just out here abusing new players.
It's fucked up.
Marvin's not a new player.
Marvin's new to Hunters. Player. Exactly. He's a new player.
Not my fault. Even if it was experienced Hunters player, they were going to get cooked anyways. The deck is just
Mike, you going to take this? Yeah, Mike, you going to take that? You going to sit there and take it?
He said, shit, bro. That Hunters deck,
what?
bro.
That lovely, who wants it? That lovely protection protects against superior modes effect. So good luck.
Yeah, bro. You know, is this when you asked us if tucking counted as protection?
That was because of Gino's ruling with puppets versus hunters.
Which I just want to clarify. So the question that was asked is if Kaguya, or more specifically, Karakuramon protection says when this Digimon would leave the battle area. So the question was, can it protect against Arrestor Dramon's tuck? And I said, yes, it can. Then the question came up, why doesn't Overflow trigger on Arrestor? And that's because Overflow says when it would move from the battle area to an area other than the battle area, or sorry, when it would move from the field to an area other than the field, because the field is now considered the battle area and the breeding zone. But it's stupid, right? Because how is a card moving from the field to the field? Or more specifically, how is it being removed from the battle area to return to the battle area if it's being tucked under a tamer? If the tamer exists in the battle area, how is it not just moving from the battle area inside under the tamer?
I'll give you one better. You can tuck under another Digimon. You don't even have to tuck under a tamer.
Right, so or tuck under another Digimon, right. And so how is Kaguya, that would say when it would leave the battle area, protecting against Arrestor? Because how is it, it's not moving from, it's not being removed from the battle area, it's just moving internally. Or to Mike's example, it's moving from the stack to under another Digimon. So how is it being removed? That doesn't make any sense, but that is the ruling. that the protection.
I'll tell you exactly
protects.
why it works that way, bro. It's because they watched one of our pods like 2 years ago when Hunters first came out, and I said, I love this deck so much. I love that it's a great mid-range deck. I feel like it feels so good knowing that I can out anything. And they said, oh yeah, fuck this guy.
Yeah, totally.
I think that's exactly what happened. I'll give you one better, bro. They were like, yeah, fuck this deck, fuck tucking. We're going to change the ruling so that when you fucking put an Omnimon Ace under your breeding area, it doesn't overflow. Fuck you. The fuck is that about, bro? That's some bullshit. Come on.
Well, yeah, Mike, your cursing counter just racked up like 4 in the span of like 30 seconds.
I don't even care, man.
We just broke the cursing counter already off Rift. Like, damn.
No, it's stupid. Honestly. And you know what makes me more mad is like, because I know someone is typing in the comments right now, well, that's just the rules. That's how it works. Well, fuck you too, buddy. You can rack up another one. I don't even care. It's so dumb. So dumb.
That's number 5, sir.
Yeah, I don't even care. I don't care. Yeah, dude, that makes me
too damn bad.
Like, what do you like? Conceptually, it's like, okay, so you're taking it because it's not like, oh, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. So you're telling me when the tuck happens, it leaves the battle area and then returns to the battle area is what they're basically saying. But realistically, it's stupid, and I'm mad about it. That's all I have to say.
It is dumb. And if somebody wants to go in the comments and like let me know why it's not dumb, please feel free. I'm always totally open to hearing what you have to say. But
no, I honestly,
from a ruling perspective, from a mechanic perspective, it is not leaving the battle area to be tucked under the tamer. It's just moving. One makes sense and one doesn't.
I can get it if it was like, okay, so like, for example, with a token, there's a token on the field, right? So it's a Diaboromon token, because that's relevant. If you bounce a Diaboromon token to hand, right? It technically goes to hand, but then it is just it just ceases to exist, right? That's how that works, right? But it still is going from the battle area to the hand and then ceases to exist, right?
Right.
I get that makes sense. Like, you're not going to put a token into your hand. Like, that's not how that works. But
the token only exists in the state of the game. Right.
Yeah. But you're not like leaving the actual battle area. Like, it doesn't like that's why that protection really doesn't make sense to me.
When one of your other Digimon would leave the battle area and then a token gets bounced. I mean, okay, there's that, right? Because Leopardmon says when one of your other Digimon would leave, gain 2 memory, technically a token being bounced or deleted it's recognized as a Digimon. It is leaving the battle area. It then ceases to exist.
I'll give you one better. I don't actually know how this works. If you tuck a Diaboromon token underneath another Diaboromon token, does the Diaboromon token cease to exist because it leaves the battle area and then re-enters? How does that work? Because now I'm mad.
I don't think a token can exist in Source.
No, it can't. So ironically, you could because they're leveled versus like the puppet tokens.
They are leveled.
Diaboromon token is leveled, so you could do that. So I'm pretty sure what just happens, it just disappears.
Right.
I hate this game. and you know what? I don't even care if someone gives me a good explanation on why it works that way. I'm going to choose to remain ignorant on it and be angry.
You know what? Sounds about right.
So that's that. That was locals. You'll hear about Gundam on the Gundam podcast, Ready to Deploy. So you should expect a new episode of that next week if you guys are interested in a Gundam podcast. And you can expect me talking about Grand Archive locals in the Grand Archive podcast, which you can find also on the Main Phase TCG channel.
Is the Grand Archive podcast just you talking about Grand Archive by yourself?
It is him by himself.
Just like you in a dark room, just like, anyways. So.
Anyways, guys, so I went to locals this weekend and I had a lot of fun.
You put the glasses down, you're like heavy breathing and stuff. I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You can expect crazy tinfoil hat rants on Gundam from the channel too.
To be fair, I'm trying to get Dan to be my co-host for the Grand Archive podcast, but he keeps refusing my offer. So
you know what would be crazy is if we just played more Gundam instead. Honestly, let's just do it. Stop playing Grand Archive. Let's just full send on Gundam.
Sorry, can't do that, but I'm not spending all that money. I'm not you. I'm being a good nugget, Mike. I can't be you.
Didn't you just like buy a case of Grand Archive?
That's not the point. I'm not spending the money on Gundam.
Oh, okay.
I have made back my money from Gundam, okay? So I'm good.
Like, I'm negative money.
Yeah, you
I'm negative so much money. I'm negative insane amounts of money. I actually I'm just so negative. So negative.
So this is the point of the podcast where I tell you guys to like the video, if you do like the video, subscribe so that you know when future podcasts come out, and also drop a comment letting us know, hit the notification bell, and also drop a comment letting us know what you think so far. Check out the sister channel or the brother channel, whatever, Mainface TCG, where you can find all of our other card game endeavors. Daniel was supposed to buy a computer, but let me tell you a story about Daniel. That motherfucker, and there's my first freaking counter. He is a procrastinator. Let me tell you something. I post
Not
my
even
Grand
a
Archive videos,
procrastinator, bro. A precrastinator. That's a whole new word.
He's a pre-procrastinator. He's preposterous. I told him to go. I posted the Grand Archive content. He goes, man, I really need to get a new computer so I can do some master dual content because my computer can't do master dual content. So I sent him a laptop. And I'm like, yeah, this is a pretty good laptop. And tell him, if you want me to pick up the laptop before I head down tomorrow, like, let me know. Never says that. So I say, like, yo, what's up? Like, you getting the laptop? He's like, oh, when are you going to take a look at the laptop in person? I'm like, oh, okay then. 3 weeks pass. He goes, yo, send me that laptop again. Send him the laptop. Motherfucker goes to look at the laptop. Laptop sold. He's like, damn, the laptop sold. I'm like, damn, sounds like somebody shouldn't have fucking procrastinated.
I just, Michael editing note here. I looked up procrastination. It is a real word. It means to do something as early as possible.
That's crazy.
Yeah, wow. I've never heard that before. Probably
let me know in the comments. Are you a procrastinator? Because I'm most certainly not. I'm beyond a procrastinator. I'm like a
I'm a
never procrastinator.
So you complain about me procrastinating, and you yourself is a procrastinator.
I get done what I gotta do, and I gotta get it done. Like this goddamn editing I'm doing for the other channel. I edited 3 videos today, Daniel.
Damn, shots fired at our editor, huh?
Luke's is gonna have your cake when he sees this.
That's fine.
It's crazy.
So yeah, do the thing. And Dan wants to talk about BT22 first impressions. So I'll start off because Dan talked. My first impressions is that I have. I'm just kidding. My first impressions. Galaxy. So I'm playing 4 decks. Galaxy, Kentaurus, or Horsepower, Diaboromon, and Dinos. I've had 2 videos go up.
Real quick. Mike, can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Out of the 4 decks that Vardy just named, have you ever heard him play Galaxy and Diaboromon? Because I've never seen him do either.
I know you not. I know you not. I know you not.
Diaboromon? No, he played Diaboromon one time.
He played
4 years ago.
I forced him to play 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
4 years ago, I forced him to play for Nats. Was that the best decision? No, in hindsight, because he ended up running into the opposite deck he should have played against. But that was the only time he ever played it.
Yeah, 4 years ago he played it.
The Galaxy one, bro, I kid you not, until when we played test that once, I've never seen you play Galaxy. And Kentaurus, I remember you brewed the Kentaurus builds for sure.
He might have played. Did you play Dragon Link Galaxy at one point?
No, he didn't. Or
is that a fever dream for me?
That's definitely a fever dream.
Okay,
you did.
Let me put it this way. Let me put it this way.
Sim.
Yeah.
I have never played any meta version of Galaxy. So when the Galaxy engine started being used and abused when Mirage was at 4, I was nowhere near it. I played Galaxy. Dan may have the memory of a motherfucking peanut.
No, I don't.
Dan may have the procrastination of a sloth.
Sure. That is okay. Yes, that's legit. I procrastinate everything. That's besides the point.
I have, obviously, yes, I played Diaboromon like 3 years ago for Nats. It actually wasn't the wrong decision, Dan. It was just,
No, I'm just saying because you ran into like the bad match, like the worst case scenario matchup that could have been.
Gobblebond was it was the best possible matchup for Gobblebond.
Yeah. But you ran into Second. That was the issue. You ran into Second or Beelstar.
It was Beelstar.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to play. I mean, obviously, I would have had a better matchup playing Second into Gobblebond, but I didn't want to play Second because of Beelstar, because they would just run me over, and I was afraid of that. So that's how I ended up on Diaboromon. I like the matchup. The problem was Ice Wall at 4. I'll never forget that. Anyways, so I played Diaboromon then, and then I don't know why it escapes Daniel's mind that ever since then, I have continued to play Diaboromon and brew Diaboromon and talk Diaboromon as if we don't do Diaboromon talk every time new Diaboromon support gets revealed. Like,
I'll be honest, I've never seen him play that deck since that format.
You don't even live here anymore. You've moved away. You quit. That's the point. You have quit Digimon. You have quit Digimon. You're about to quit One Piece. You're about to quit Magic, all because you're on your honeymoon with the game that is Gundam. So I don't want to hear it from you,
because
mister.
It's just set 1, so the game isn't bad yet, you know?
I don't want to hear it from you, mister. You and every other Gundam player out there who's like, oh my goodness, this game is amazing. Oh my goodness, I'm so hard for Gundam.
I hate Gundam's end game already. I hope there's like stuff to do in the future.
We'll talk about that on a different pod, on the Ready to Deploy podcast. This podcast is just chastising Michael for never seeing me play Diaboromon when
No. Not even joke. All right. So you're right. I have not been to Digimon locals in quite some time now, right? Correct. But in the three years I was going to locals very often, I saw you play that deck once.
But all jokes aside though, like, we talk about it, yeah, but I feel like I never see you actually like whip it out.
All right, so
that's like me saying I got you though. I got you though.
Fuck? Right, so I got you. So I had an argument earlier today because I said Examon was doggy doo-doo trash, and I was called out for calling it doggy doo-doo trash because I compared it to Cliff. If you're watching this, I compared it to Ulforce, which he decided to sell because Renas are expensive and he doesn't like the way that the deck current plays, whatever the conversation is. And I was called out because I didn't want to try how Examon was in the current format. I can look at a card, read a card, and tell you whether or not that card is going to be good or not. I'm not going to say that I'm 100% right all the time, but I feel like I'm a pretty good judge. I feel like we are collectively a pretty good judge of cards. I called it on Examon X when the shit was revealed that it wasn't going to do anything for the deck. And what happened? It did nothing.
Have you ever tried
best card is the rare that you got. I should have just lied. I should have just said,
like, yeah, I've played
you know what? That's what
like, just lie.
Mike, you're on to something. I'm going to start doing that now because there's so much fallacy that is placed around me in this game of Digimon. Like, oh, Varney doesn't play Galaxy. I've never seen him play Galaxy day in my life. And I'm like, I've definitely played Galaxy. I'm sorry that you haven't witnessed me play Galaxy, but you know what it is? You're right. I play Galaxy so much, bro. I've labbed that deck so much, Dan wouldn't even believe. That's why I'm Galaxy's #1 fan. You know what I'm saying? Galaxy's #1 fan. I'm Dynamon's #1 fan.
Who you trying to fool with that one, dog?
When I said lie, I meant like you should have been like, yeah, bro, I tested it on the sim. That's what I would have lied and said.
No, you're completely right, and I appreciate you for putting me on. I'm gonna lie out of my ass.
Lie next time, dude.
If y'all hear something from me, you best believe that's the word, because Varney said so.
Best believe now you know from this point on, any Digimon decks that Varney talks about is just him lying. That's all it is.
Yeah. In my opinion, I just don't think you guys are using your free will properly, right? You can say whatever you want. Like, you just can. You can gaslight people. And
no, you're right.
What are they gonna do? Oh, Varney lied to me?
No, you're right.
Cares?
I'm with
this
you.
Guy. This guy.
You can.
This is
There are 12 fallacies you could like just start using, dude. Like, you don't even. Yeah, there's 12 fallacies, bro. You don't even have to like. Can I list them? Absolutely, I can list them, bro. Ad hominem, appeal to authority, appeal to ignorance, appeal to emotion, the bandwagon fallacy, begging the question, cherry picking, false dilemma, hasty generalization, red herring, slippery slope, and the straw man. You can just
fact that this man just named them off the top of the head, all 12. Like, that's how you know Mike is a professional bullshit artist.
Well, first of all, Pleasant Valley debate team captain. Just want to put that out there. When I was in high school, bro, Pleasant Valley debate team captain.
All right, Mike.
About me. Little known. If you ever wondered why I love to argue,
that's why he doesn't shut the fuck up.
You're fucking 100% right, bro.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Absolutely, bro. I love arguing.
So that's why he thinks he can fight the motherfucking bear.
Yeah, if I could lose, at least I'll have a good story. I don't even care. In fact, when I went to Washington on a vacation with my girlfriend the other day,
did you find some bears?
No, but it's a good story. Not really good story. I don't know. But we were at Olympic National Park, which is this huge forest park, and there's rainforests and all this shit. And we were on this trail, and it was like beware of mountain lions. And literally while we're on the trail, some kid got fucking murdered by a mountain lion. And I was like, she was all worried, and I was like, look, like, what's the worst that happens? I have to fight a mountain lion? Who cares, dude? Because, like, all right, realistically, one of two things are gonna happen. I'm gonna win, and no one is going to ever be able to tell me shit again, bro. Because I lose an arm, a leg, maybe. No one's gonna tell me I can't fight a mountain lion because I did, right? Or two, I die, and then it won't matter anyways.
What? The extremes of both sides. Yeah, I can't. This guy.
Like, I mean, look, it's a 50-50 shot. I either live or I die in that situation.
Oh, right? Yeah, I would think
50-50?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in terms of probability, yes.
I mean, realistically,
it's
probably more like 80-20 I live or die, right? Like, the mountain lion's probably gonna kill me. But if I live, no one's telling me shit again, dude.
No, let's be realistic. If you were to get into a fight with a mountain lion, there is a 50-50 chance of you living or dying. Like, that much is realistic. Either you will die or you won't die.
Yeah.
The chances, though, of that mountain lion fucking you up, though, is, yes, probably
100%.
Like 90.
But have you ever considered that I'm just him? Like, have you like just,
my
you ever just thought about it?
Listen.
No.
Unless I hear the tribal chief's music when you walk out to face this fucking mountain lion. And unless I put my motherfucking hand in the air and acknowledge you as my tribal chief.
And hear me out. I'm not saying that I'm gonna kill this mountain lion with my bare hands.
I'm not saying either.
I'm saying I just live. I put up a good enough fight that this mountain lion that weighs 200 pounds is like, all right.
200?
Like, yeah, bro, mountain lions are big. They're like 8 feet long. They're big.
200 pounds feels like a small amount. I would imagine.
Pounds of muscle, bro. I have a healer that weighs 35 pounds in its muscle and it puts up a good fight. So this is 200 pounds of muscle. So I'm not saying I live. I'm not saying I kill the mountain lion, right? But I'm saying I put up a good enough fight that this mountain lion's like, fuck, I didn't want to work for my food this much, right? Like I didn't like I've
You know what?
This was gonna be easy.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so
That's a good point.
adult male mountain lions can range from 110 to 220 pounds.
Yeah. See, so like
Listen,
again, I'm not saying.
8 feet
Listen.
long.
Mike, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You live in the United States of America, so before you even think about getting into any fights with a mountain lion, you should first think about being strapped. Okay, straight up.
No. That's not a fair fight.
That is a fair fight. Let's be realistic, right? A bear has got the claws of like Freddy Krueger, right?
Back it up. Because this podcast is so derailed. I'm so sorry.
It's over for the pod. It's over.
But hear me out. If it's a bear, right, bro? Like a grizzly bear, a bullet ain't doing much. I'm like, you need bear mace.
No,
genuinely, you need bear mace.
Sure,
like,
I hope you have a couple
if you have like
clips
a
with you,
9mm, bro, all that's gonna do is probably piss the bear off.
Not a 9, bro. I'm telling you,
with my hands.
I'm telling you, you got to keep like a 45 on you, bro.
Hey, yo, real quick. Mike is on something. Hold on. Here's a fact right here. Mountain lions are also known as cougars or pumas, whatever, rarely attack humans, but when they do, the key is to fight back aggressively, making yourself appear larger and protecting your head and neck. While a mountain lion is a powerful animal, humans can have successfully defended themselves, even results in the death of the attacking lion in some cases.
Yeah, bro. So what I'm saying is like the mountain lion, because they're gonna go for the kill. They're gonna go for your throat. They're gonna fuck you up, right? So you gotta protect your neck. Protect your neck. Shout out to Wu-Tang Clan, and you're gonna put him a rear naked choke.
I don't know about the rear naked choke.
I'm telling you that if you're carrying a 45 on you, if you can aim and not have your arm taken off with one arm, you're good, man.
Yeah,
you're
but that's
good.
No, you're okay.
Just
we can't talk about this for much longer, but like, all right. So here's the thing. It's not about killing the mountain lion, right? It's about telling everyone that I fought one with my bare hands and
okay.
It's about making a statement that he did it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
So you're not actually You're not actually trying to survive.
No.
You just want bragging rights.
Absolutely.
Even if it means that you're on life support for the rest of your life.
I want you to know, you know how like people have that hero fantasy where they're like, we're like, oh, an active shooter's gonna come in and I'm gonna fight the active shooter and save everyone and everyone's gonna like, I have that hero fantasy about fighting animals. Like I legit, like when Gabby was like, what are we gonna do if this mountain lion shows up? I pictured myself in the hospital, hand missing, but typing on Facebook like, for everyone who said I couldn't fight a mountain lion, suck my dick, I won. Like,
is this you typing on your phone?
Voice to text, bro.
Oh, okay.
Voice.
Yeah.
With a nub on his
I fought a mountain lion. I'm so sorry. I'm probably gonna have Lucas cut this whole.
Keep this in. What are you talking about? F what you mean? This is great content right here.
If you came here for a Digimon podcast, I am so obnoxiously sorry. What we were talking about is I've played Galaxy, right?
So he played Galaxy.
I played test. Yeah, I played Galaxy on Sim along with along with Kentoris and Diaboromon and all the other ones. Like I've been playing these decks for a minute, right?
What was the fourth deck now again? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Let's see. It was Diaboromon, Galaxy, Kentoris, and Dinos. That's the fourth.
That's what it was. Were you not going to add Royal Knights?
I'm not playing it for BT22.
I guess like I added and Kentoros.
I will, but like if I were to take a deck, like first of all, I'm not playing in any regionals. If I were to go into a regional style, I'll be honest with you, I'm very inclined to try it with Galaxy.
I mean, it's a fantastic deck.
Yeah, I would do it. I would definitely do it with Galaxy because I think the new Diana, I mean, just the entire new line, but new Diana is so much better. And Apollo Ace is fantastic for being more aggressive. I mean, original Apollomon's really good, but the Apollo Ace allowing you to do shenanigans with Grace Nova at the end of your turn rather than relying on the blue tamer is really good. So I am inclined to try at it with Galaxy. I like Royal Knights. My only problem with Royal Knights is the same thing I basically say in this podcast every time I talk about it. I hate playing against Floodgates. I can't tell you how frustrating it is to lose because of the flood. Like, obviously, that's the point of the floodgate, right? It's to help you X deck in Y matchup, because this is something that the deck can't handle. Or if you have a flex spot in your deck, this floodgate doesn't really hamper your strategy. But for something like Purple Hybrid, where there is absolutely no downside to playing Psychmon, and not only can they play the Psychmon, but they can constantly recur the Psychmon, I guess legit the only reason Guy won, because even though I can get rid of Psychmon, oops, teehee, Psychmon's back. Like, of course, bro. Because the Dragon Lynx player, Alta, he had the Solarmon, and he dropped it on me, but I was able to get rid of it. And then it's cool, it's gone. That's it. I don't have to deal with it again unless he has a second one, which the chances are highly unlikely because Dragon Lynx is focused on doing Dragon Lynx thing, but not in freaking Purple Hybrid. So as much as I love Royal Knights, I just hate that if I play in the meta, I gotta worry about, damn, how am I gonna out the floodgate? And if I don't draw the out to the floodgate, I lose, is legitimately the way the match goes. I hate that shit. That's why I don't want to play Royal Knights. Galaxy, I don't care what you do. I'm being ignorant every turn. The only problem with Galaxy, there's two problems with Galaxy.
Gainer stops it.
I can delete them. I don't care about that. I still run Flaremon. Some players don't, but I still run the Flaremon. There's
sure, but you pass the turn most likely.
No, because I can still tuck under, not gain memory, and then Digivolve for 1. And then I can do other shenanigans. The problem, there's two inherent problems with Galaxy though. Number one, that deck draws so much, you could deck yourself out if you're not careful. So you have to temper it, especially depending on what deck you're playing into. Number two, the bigger problem, because your turn can legitimately take 4 to 5 minutes, you just doing your combo, you have to make sure you're not going to time. Like, you have to make sure when you do your essentially your first or second combo turn, you're taking as little time as possible, so that if your opponent does have a clapback and they do respond, you have left yourself enough time to get 3 games in. Otherwise, you probably will end up drawing. Or make sure you win your first game. And I'm not telling you to slow play your second game, but you at least can rest on your laurels a little bit on the second game, hoping that you don't drop the ball, so that if it does come down to time, that you can pull it out. But inherently, I mean, it's a combo deck, right? So inherently, it's going to take long. And I feel like that's probably going to be the same thing, because I heard you was talking about CS as a deck. Probably going to be the same thing with that, because it follows the same concept. Very combo oriented, and you got to watch how you do those plays, because you could end up wasting time. Like even just which one do I want to go into? Like, thinking about that for more than like 10 seconds is detrimental. Like, you should just you have to practice your combos and know what you want to do and know the lines of play, so that when you go into tournament and you do it, you're just doing it. It's just second nature. You're pulling off the Yu-Gi-Oh combo, you know? Because I'm sure Yu-Gi-Oh players are like that. They're just like special summon, sacrifice, normal summon, effect, search deck, card, blah, blah, blah. And they just go off for 5 minutes. But because they know their combo, it's like a short 5 minutes. Whereas if they didn't know their combos, that 5 minutes could have been what? 10, 15 minutes?
The whole fucking match time.
The whole match.
But the difference is a Yu-Gi-Oh! There's interruptions. So you gotta
there is that as well.
Deviate.
Right. And that's like another big thing. I'm not that Galaxy has any interruptions or there's interruptions like that, but just that point of the combos and learning them. So I'm inclined to take Galaxy. I like the deck a lot, the new style of it. Sayo's cracked. Dianamon's really good. The line, fantastic. Diaboromon's really fun. I would also heavily consider that. Really, honestly, there's no reason I wouldn't play Diaboromon in tournament play. I would faster take either of those two decks over Royal Knights. I also fancy Diaboromon into Royal Knights, which is probably a key thing considering the format. Because, Royal Knights is obviously a good deck. You still have like Megidramon and Sakuya. Sakuya can be an issue because they can just stop your token generation with a ruin mode. This fucking fly, bro. Get the fuck off my screen. God damn. Sorry. Tsukiyamon. Ruin mode. Your tokens can't be played which would suck. And then Megidramon, they pop your entire field, and that can also really suck. So those are
Maybe
like
let
the
them
big
do
heavy. Yeah, you would have to. Well, yeah, you'd have to.
I'm 100% baiting them because they have to go McGee just swing. So I'm going to probably just chill on an Inframon with Diabora Ace in hand, and then go, whoopsies.
Well,
we're going to de-digivolve you, and your whole combo is dead.
Right. Oh yeah, that's true. Do you need Diabora Ace though? Can't you? What is it? The EX6 Diaboromon is when Digimon are played.
Correct.
And new Diaboromon is when Diaboromon are deleted, right?
Unidentified or played.
Unidentified or played. You play, or when unidentified or played, you pop. So you would need to, BT22 would take care of that as I think about it then, because you would redirect the attack, pop the token. Hold on, I'm forgetting the sequencing. There's too many effects to remember. But what you want to do is you don't want to pop the Megidramon, right? You want to de-digivolve and then pop it. And I think you would need BT22 when Digimon are played, and then you have that. What does the new Inframon do when one of your Digimon are played? There's too many effects for me to remember this shit.
Let me just stop you on that.
Go ahead.
Stop. It's just Diabora Ace because you're not doing anything against.
You don't.
You're not.
Sure, but then
EX6 is not going to do anything because in that first swing they're going to have a stack. They're not going to play anything just yet. If they're smart,
right?
They're not going to do anything. So that's why you need to bait it out with the Inframon. Just keep it as an Inframon and go from there. Now, if you're talking about having a Diabora stack already in the sense of Diabora Ace, not Diabora Ace, BT22 with the new BT22 Inframon, the inheritable is if another unidentified Digimon dies, you can play a token. So what your thought process on now, you were thinking of redirect into a token, you pop a token, and then you pop the stack, but you don't want to pop the stack if you don't have to. You'd rather have the other Inframons with inheritable to de-digivolve. Now you pop the Megadramon potentially, and then sure, they could play out Guilmon again. And now that's when, if you're double stacked up, that's a different story. You're in good standing. But if you're not, that's early game, which means you effed up a lot of their combos, which means you're, they might not be able to have the rush on that Guilmon, which then they need to rebuild that stack, and then so on, and then you're good to go, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the ideal spot. Now, they can somehow pop Inframon prior to that. I don't think they can.
I don't think they can either.
It's not possible. So unless they purposely drop like a Galamon or something, and that doesn't pop. So
because they could swing Raid Retail.
War Growl X pops if they run the War Growl X.
Yeah, and I feel like most of them don't anymore, right? Or maybe they just run the one.
Not really. Yeah, it's like one.
Or they're just even then, it's not even Megidramon anymore, right? It's just Growlmon. So
yeah, Growl X
you don't
Rush,
even. I guess you don't even care, right? Because you probably body Growl X Rush. It really is Megidramon that you have to be like more worried about.
If you go if you're versing a more Growl X variant that's just a rush, all right, cool. Go EX6 Diaboromon. Everything's a blocker. You're never gonna
right. That makes sense. And then you will still be able to like de-digivolve them and do shenanigans.
Yeah.
When your stuff is deleted, or when whatever. There's effects, but all right, yeah, that makes sense. Those two decks, I like those two decks. Dinos, y'all already heard my rant last week about Dinos, and you watched the video. And Cantorus. Dan, would you like to tell the audience about how much yellow decks hate me?
Yellow decks dislike Varney very much. Some would say even hate, loathe, disrespect him as a man of the color yellow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I have never. I mean, I don't have the most storied card game history, but like when I got into this card game, I loved the color yellow. That was my jam. I mean, yeah, I played Secon, I played Yellow Hybrid, I brewed so much jank in yellow. And do you guys want to know how much success I've had in tournament play with colors not yellow. I have one with Examon. I've come near a top 17 or like 17th place, sorry, with the Beelzemon. I got close with Magnamon armors. There's a couple other decks scattered here and in between. And do you want to know what I have never done good anywhere with? Any deck that is base yellow, which is a shame because I love that color. But there is a reason that I sold off every yellow card, every yellow alt that I had. There's a reason that I sold Mastimon to Mike, and then Mike also got rid of Mastimon. It just,
to be fair, that deck just sucks.
Mastimon does suck. But I can't even like brew anything good with yellow. It doesn't work. And I don't know what it is because I play Diaboromon and I don't have these problems. I play other stack decks. I don't have these problems. Well, outside of like Safaga, but Safaga is green, and green is a problem for everybody, not just me. So yellow hates me, and now I'm inclined to sell the rest of my yellow alts because Kentorismon hates me so much. I've never loved the deck so much to only have it just shoot me in the face every time. It's a shame. I haven't played much of the meta. I play tested against Gino a few times, play tested on DCGO a couple times, and that's kind of like the extent of it. So I'm kind of like impartial. I know there's a case tournament this upcoming weekend I'm deciding if I'm going to, and then is it next week that Gen Con is? No, sorry, is it next week that Gen Con is?
No, it's this weekend.
Oh, it's this weekend. Okay. So Gen Con's this weekend. There's going to be a bunch of regionals and ultimate cups and stuff. And then we're going to kind of have a lull. There's going to be like events here and there. Oh, right. Yeah. I forgot. I take that back.
I keep forgetting.
There's Nats in 2 weeks or 3 weeks then in Texas. So yeah. No, sorry. That's a lie. It's in September.
4 weeks.
Because last year was in August.
Yeah,
right.
It's in September.
There's Gen Con this month and then Card Game Fest next month in Texas. So yeah, I won't be at either, and I don't anticipate being at either. But I'll be interested to see how the meta plays out. Dan, what's your thoughts?
I think. All jokes aside, I think this set is pretty solid. It has some really strong cards in it. Sayo is cracked, I feel like, for Galaxy and CS. Obviously, I think what the cool thing about this set is they made things for this set and more. I mean, for the archetype, and then also part of the CS clump of the deck too, which is pretty cool to see. So, like, obviously, like all Diaboromon stuff can work in Diaboromon, but they can also work in CS and Cybersecurity deck. I think the CS deck is potentially really strong. Having an Alphamon that could do like 2 swings, I'll spend 2 swings, and then he's also a double blocker on your opponent's turn. It's pretty strong. What else? I think Diaboromon is a really good deck. I think it could potentially be a meta contender in the game. I wouldn't be surprised if you see it top 16 a couple times. I think the new stuff for the puppets and the liberated stuff in general is really strong. Ariamon and the new support is really strong too. I think this set in general is just a really, really good set. Obviously, it's a waifu set, so things are more expensive. But besides that, Omnimon is really strong again. I think this is probably one of the better sets in a while. It feels like everything got good that it gave support to, right? I don't think there's anything that was that bad outside of Barney's gripes with Dinomon support. I think everything else is pretty good. I think even the Jimmy Ken is solid. Like, it's whatever. The worst one to think at the moment might be Eaters. I think it could just be me playtesting and trying to figure Eaters out. But man, Eaters feels really slow at times. It feels slower than D Reaper. And D Reaper is a deck from, EX2 era. Because like why am I?
Why is how old that deck is?
Yeah. Why is my one cost searcher, or in this case, my one cost eater, whatever it's called the 50 card version. It's always a 3 cost by itself. Doesn't have a reduction of its own like searcher. Searcher is always a 1 cost if there's no other searchers on board. I wish this card would have had it as well, so you're able to play more and get more plays out of it. Besides being able to tuck it under the Mother Eater and so on. But maybe with more playtesting and more figuring things out with it, it could be faster. I don't know, but it feels a little off right now. But besides that, everything else feels strong. Obviously, the old decks that were meta relevant are still meta relevant just because they're so strong. Royal Knights got the buff. Sakuyamon still Sakuyamon. Megijimon still Megijimon. Growlix, whatever shenanigans you want to call it. Growlix, Birds, Megidra, whatever else Growlix pops in. Did you see the Growlix with the Titamon? That won a JP tournament, regional or some shit? No, it was old school Titamon with Growlix bottom end. And it had Anubismon in it as well.
What was the 5? Was it Wargrowl?
No, Cerberus. It was like an old school Titamon deck.
That makes sense. Yeah.
With Growlix bottom end, Cerberus X engine, not Cerberus X, a werewolf mode, and then Titamon top end.
You guys think Growlix needs to go?
Yeah, even you can make an old ass card in Titamon good again. This sounds like there's an issue here, But yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty good. It feels interesting for sure. I'll love to see how the meta shapes out. But I'm really liking this set currently at the moment. Speaking of Muffle, I forgot one more thing. Also, Greymon Cope, we're back, baby. We're back. Yuko's crack, giving Greymon, Digimon protection. Fantastic. And that leads to the next topic. Black War Greymon Ace is a great card. Comment section, chat, whatever. Whoever's listening that thinks wrong about Black War Greymon Ace, think about that. Black War Ace plus Yuko plus that new support, crack. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, I could have told you from the rip that Black War Greymon Ace is a good
So
card.
can I.
Yeah,
so can I.
On that card?
You can too, Mike?
Absolutely.
So here's what we have so far for EX10. And we'll start with the Greymon stuff because it's what we've been getting. We got the Greymon. We're definitely going to be getting an Agumon. But what I'm saying is we have a Greymon and a Metal Gray. We're most certainly going to be seeing an Agumon, and it's most likely going to end up being a rare. I don't know what it will do, but my head canon, since Greymon is one Digimon gets plus 3k, it's probably going to be something along the same lines where it has the option to either give you effects or your opponent's effects. It's going to be like a start of main phase effect. That's my headcanon because we have the Agumon from BT14, but with the recent trend of rookies, there is no Agumon that does anything else outside of that one. And we have enough searching Agumons, so I don't know what else they could give this deck. I'm interested to see. It's probably going to be the same plus 1k inheritable. But the entire concept of this new line, I saw somebody say that this Metal Gray doesn't fix the problems that Black or that Greymon, the Greymon family decks have. And that is true. That's not a discount to the card, right? The big problem with Greymon decks is speed. And there's a lovely card called Greymon X Antibody that is still limited. And I've seen people go back and forth. So, Mike, I'll ask you, because you're somebody who played with this card in its prime, and you've kind of seen what it can do, and you're also seeing like the new Greymon card. Do you think, and you're like the most outside opinion here, do you think Greymon X can come back to 4, especially with the new support that we're getting?
Honestly, I think so, only because of how the game currently is and how broken a lot of the other cards are, I don't think that this is like this obscene of a card anymore. I mean, we have decks that literally digivolve for free, that just gain memory out of fucking nowhere, that just all sorts of crazy shit. I don't think that this card's insane anymore. Do I think it's really strong still, and do I think it would be really strong in this deck? Yeah, absolutely. But I don't. The game itself is power crept like insane right now. I don't think that this is that bad of a card anymore.
So I think you bring up a really good point, because one of the biggest points of contention, right, is that this guy says this guy was cracked for his time because we didn't really have dual color level 5s until BT12 came around, I think. And that's when we got that Metal Greymon that was like, oh my goodness, I can digivolve into this Metal Greymon for 1. That's insane. Mm-hmm. And now, of course, we have the new Metal Greymon that also can digivolve for 1. But when you say it in that light, even if we just take a look at a deck like Galaxy, right? I can raise a Rookie and Tamer, and I will end on Mega. No shot. I will end on Mega, and I will put my opponent to maybe 2 memory, which is crazy. Like, basically, if you have the memory setter, because obviously the memory setter is really good, you are digivolving from Rookie into Champion, putting your opponent at like 2 memory. In a Greymon deck, that if you're going to let's say you choose to just have the Agumon in raising, right? Like let's say you have the perfect setup. You've got the BT14 Agumon in raising. You raise this. You have the tie in play. You're going to digivolve into the Greymon for free. Then you can digivolve in the Greymon X. You can use the cost reduction. You can go into Metal Greymon. So now you're at 2 memory. You can go into a Metal Greymon X, whether it's the Black War Greymon or the other one. And then you can digivolve into your champion or your Mega of choice. Now you have gone into your Mega and also put your opponent to like 2-3 memory. Compared to what it is right now, where it's raise Agu. Let's say you digivolve in the Greymon for free, and then you have to digivolve into your Metal Greymon for 3. Dan, does Alterus? I can just look it up. But does Alterus digivolve for 0 or 1?
1.
So it digivolves for 1. Problem. It digivolves for 1, which means if you digivolve into a Metal Greymon, you have to pass turn at 3 memory to digivolve into this, which sucks. Now,
you just evo into this for 3. Like, and not pass turn, you just stay on you and go to your 6 on your turn.
Sorry, I didn't see the black box underneath. So you would have to digivolve into this for 3. Then you would swing, but then you have to have a Tamer to play out for it so that you can... No, sorry, 2 things. You need to have the right Greymon underneath to be able to play the Tamer to get this to digivolve. Otherwise, you would need to play the Tamer from hand, which you're still paying the cost to digivolve, but you just get the extra memory economy out of it to go into your level 6 Greymon for whatever the cost is. And that kind of... Or sorry, this one ignores... This one doesn't pay the cost, right? So like, if you drop a 3-cost tie, cool. You can go into anything for free, which is great. But you need inherently more pieces, more setup. In a way, you have to run more bricks. I'm not saying them like that they're truly bricks, but in terms of understand what I'm trying to say, Dan, before you turn your face up in a way. If you had Greymon X at 4, I'm just digivolving to get up into my level 6. I don't have to do anything extra along the way except digivolve to get into my 6. But with the Alterus combo, you either need the Greymon to play the Tamer when attacking, or if you don't have that Greymon underneath, you kind of don't get the value for it outside of being able to play a Tamer for free, so to say, right? And it makes it so that it's just that little bit more inconsistent too, as if we had the Greymon X at 4, letting us do essentially what Galaxy and CS is capable of doing with the same exact cards. You know, you get what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying, Mike?
I get what you're saying.
So it's like, to TLDR, I agree with Mike. I was on the fence, but when Mike brings up the point about other decks are digivolving for free, other decks are gaining memory, Greymon doesn't have that. And as broken as it can be to digivolve for that reduced cost, how does it really hurt if other decks are doing it? And it's not just like, oh, well, it's one deck, we nerf it and we're good. It's multiple decks that are doing it.
And honestly, let's be honest, no matter how much consistency has been added to the game, Greymon decks are Greymon decks, and you're gonna fucking brick. Like, it's just like, that's the nature of the deck. Like, I don't know why, I don't know how, it just happens. And again, do I think that the card's really strong? I do think that the card's really strong. Do I think that it absolutely breaks the game right now? No, I think that there are much worse things in the game still, actually.
Yeah, I agree.
I think there's actually way more unhealthy things in the game. And really, it's been so long. Like, I get, like, this is probably the wrong thing to say, but it's actually been so long since Greymon has been, like, really good, right? That I almost am just like, fuck it, full send. I want to see a really good Greymon deck again.
It'd be like that.
That's how I feel.
Tinfoil
What's your thoughts, Dan?
Because we're getting this evil Greymon support, they're gonna release it to up the sales.
I know, bro.
That's a Yu-Gi-Oh! That's a Konami thing. That's what they do all the time. When they know they're gonna print out support, they will release a banned card that's part of that support, just to up the sales on future support. They could do it, and then they ban it afterwards.
They definitely could.
All jokes aside, I think it could fully come back in today's game. Tsukuyama with 3 memory can go 9 draws, Evo from a 3 to a 7 with 9 draws, and it's still their turn somehow. Like, that's a thing. It can happen. Like, the fact that the Greymon X is too broken for the game is kind of like crazy at today's world. I understand it back then. I fully understand back then, because back then there wasn't no trainings. There wasn't many ways to evo into your ultimate for one. And back then the Metal Greymons were really strong at its time. You had the BT8, so that was a 4 cost normally, 2 cost evo. DigiGuard pop, very strong back in the day with an inheritable to attack over unsuspended things. You also had the new Metal Greymon at that time, which is the BT12 one that was coming out, that lets you evo for 1, and then it has a raid on buy, and you can play a tamer for free. And then you could potentially evo to, Metal Greymon X if you have the X anybody underneath or whatever in combo, and do like 2-3 checks because it will have piercing or something like that, whatever it was. I don't remember right now. I just know you're able to do things. But like, nowadays, everything is cheaping their evos, right? Like Galaxy, you just mentioned Galaxy, right? The whole deck is cheating ass memory for no reason, and it can do it with ease. Yep. Like, Royal Knights is not necessarily cheating evos, but you're playing 6s for cheap, eventually for free, right? You're playing any blue deck is always reducing cost somehow because of either trainings, mem boosts. You're always having some way. It's always a tandem with everything. And in today's world also, everything has protection. That Greymon X protection is not that good compared to today's standard of protection. That said, when this card gets removed, you remove your X antibody. Great. That's a one-time protection. Pop again. GG.
And you need an X antibody.
Exactly.
Yep.
So technically, the old Greymon X is better for protection, right? Because it's way easier for you to get 2 or even 3 layers of double level protection for you to be able to do that, right? And what else? Growlmon is doing shenanigans, right? Gallon X can do evo into their Gallimons for free with the War Growler, or is evo for 1 or something like that, right?
Evo for 1 less, and then they'll gain some memory at the end of attack.
Usually, yeah. And then you can do whatever. Like Gallimon can get there pretty easily for their 1 stack. What else is around as a stack deck that evos are cheap? I'm just trying to think off the top of my head.
Digimon just basically starts going into it for free if they're playing
Digimon's free evos, right? We can keep going on. Like, what else does everything? A lot of decks in today's world, evos, their ultimates for 1. A lot, and it's quite a bit.
And I do want to interject and say, it's not even that those decks are broken, right? Because realistically speaking, Galamon's good, and that is great. Galamon X as a deck would be good with or without Growlmon X. We're not talking about if Growlmon X should be hit right now. I'm just saying, as a deck, that deck is fine with or without the Growlmon X. It is strong. It is stronger with than without. But if it goes, Gallant is still a good deck. Megidramon takes a bigger hit, but Megidramon is still a good deck as well. Let's not mistake that either. Those decks are still powerful without, and we're not saying that like, these decks are broken, Greymon should be broken too. No, these decks are good, and that's the distinction I want to make. The way that, Mike has different thoughts. The way that Dan and I look at the game right now, the game is at a state where, for what it is, the game is fine. I'm not saying it, doesn't have its inherent problems, yada, yada. Everybody has their thoughts, and we're not here to discuss that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about in the confines of what the game is currently. These decks are fair. Greymon should be allowed to be fair too, is what we're trying to say. Not that it should be busted. It shouldn't be busted. No deck should be busted. And there are some decks that feel overly busted, and they should be not nerfed. Sure. They should be power level.
Yeah, I mean, Digimon, right? You go into your 5s is a +2 gain memory. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And then you go into the option 2 cost to evo into Imperial Digimon for free, basically, right? You have
Imperial's going to strip all your black or gray sources.
Yeah, you have all these ways of doing things to evo for less or gain memory on evo, so it effectively costs reduction, right? Yellow Vaccine can just evo up a chain for free, right? If you have to stuff Patamon, raise evo to a champion for free, you have the option to evo for 1 basically from security. Like, you have so many things you can do as well. Like, there's just ways. Every deck has a way to abuse something.
That deck also never liked me.
Yeah, I think it's fine if that Gray X can come back. I think back in the day they said Gray X limits future proofing, but like in today's world, who cares?
Where the game has come,
right,
and where the game is going, Greymon X kind of is the card that would be released right about now for the deck. That's how I look at it.
You need to you can legit have the same support for Greymon. All you do is bring that card back and you make the deck relevant again.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, it just so happens that, here's the problem, right? They made a lot of good cards. Alterus, fantastic card. So you just talking about that, right? You go Agu, you just mentioned the whole combo line, right? Agu, Gray X, a consistent 1-cost ultimate, and then another 1-cost ultimate, and then you go into your level 6 for free, and then you have potentially go to Omni X if you need to or something, whatever the case may be, right? And that's, for people, for certain aspects you think about it, problematic, right? Which, whatever. But what else is not doing problematic things when you think about it, right? Sakuya's doing 2 checks, unsuspend 2 checks, you swing with a token, call it a day, and that's game most times. Megidramon is doing shenanigans, you're just looping things. Royal Knights is just playing things for free, and it's just such a strong deck that gets to the point of playing Omni X and calling it a day, right? Like, here it is, right? So blah 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 blah. Additionally,
I got our audio listeners. Listeners. The effect of reducing the cost when digivolving from this card, Greymon X Antibody BT11, to a Digimon that has Greymon in its name allows you to digivolve into BT12 Metal Greymon or BT9 Metal Greymon X Antibody too efficiently, accelerating the speed at which the deck reduces the opponent's security and its comeback potential. Additionally, this card's inherited effect gives resistance to a number of effects and overall increases the effectiveness of Greymon decks more than expected. Therefore, we have determined that this card narrows the range of viable decks in the format. Every word in that explanation is no longer true in today's metagame.
Yep.
Therefore, based on that reasoning, the card should be unlimited.
And they didn't even say future proofing here, because I know sometimes they talk about future proofing. Like, I think Grand Kawaga is one that's talk about future proofing, right?
Yeah, future game design. Yep.
They don't even say that for Gray X, even though we know that was the reason because it got hit prior to BC12 dropping, right? At that time. So like with everything that just says that in today's game, it's null and void, right? Everything else is doing that increased speed with no problem. And there's so many other decks that make other decks irrelevant, if you want to say it like that, right? Like it's fine. Like it's okay to be back.
I agree, especially because like Black or Gray Ace. All right, so like talking about it in the confines of the new support, being able to go this Greymon. Oh, hold on, I gotta share my screen. Good, there we go. Being able to Digivolve this Greymon, you're going. Let's say you throw the 3K buff on one of your opponent's Digimon, right? And the reason, because I know somebody asked this, why would I want to give my opponent's Digimon DP? Well, you can either give something DP to raid into that one instead, or in this case, give your opponent's Digimon DP so that you can get conditional Digimon effect protection, right? Whatever you end up doing, you Digivolve this Greymon, then you go into Greymon X, same turn. Then you get to go into this Metal Greymon for 1, give something collision, start of main, do the thing. Then if you want to, boom, on their turn, you can go into Black or Gray Ace. Or you can just follow your turn up with a Gaiomon play, because Gaiomon is a deck. And we have 3? Or is it 4 Dan? I think it's 4 different Gaiomons, right?
4 now. Yes, it's 4 now.
Yeah, we have 4 different Gaiomons that you can go into, so you can play it either way. It plays into this. It makes this strat effective and sufficient, and it just makes the deck go from dang, like this is nice, but it's kind of slow and it's kind of costly, because that's where Gaiomon is right now. Gaiomon, like, it does the thing. It puts you to 1 security in 1 turn. But you also end up with like 4 to 5 memory sometimes because of how much it costs. Compared to if you had the Greymon X, you would only end up at what your memory tamer might allow, or a little bit less, and that's fine because that's what the deck is supposed to do, right? In the confines of the meta and what the deck's purpose is, it's what it does. When an attack target changes, trash top security. And for what's worth, this Metal Greymon is if it has Greymon its name. Some of the Gaiomon don't have the rule box text. The promo does. The EX4 does. This one does, and I think the new one doesn't, right? Oh no, it does. All right, so I lied. I thought there was something. Oh, it's they can't Digivolve from Black or Greymon. That's what it is.
Yeah.
2 of them don't have that, and the other ones do, or something like that. Whatever, yada yada. Long story short, I do think Greymon X should come back, especially with this new support coming out. I do think it's going to be good, but I'm inclined to agree with that poster who said that, just because it doesn't seem like this is going to fix any of the problems, which is speed in doing what you're doing. You can do things now, but you're just doing it slower or more inconsistent. And Greymon X just lets you speed up a bit. Now, on the flip side of things, why wasn't every Lucemon like this? Like, if every Lucemon,
really
if every Lucemon said, when Digivolving, this Digimon may move, like, oh my lord. And it has blocker, which is fantastic. The end of your turn, like, bottom deck things to Digivolve is really cool. But if the other ones, because the problem is, right, you Digivolve a Lucemon in Raising, it's like, okay, cool. Digivolve for 5. Pass turn with a Digimon in Raising. Ooh, you know what I mean? This Lucemon is like, Digivolve for 5, I'll raise, and if I have the stuff in my trash, I'm going to Digivolve at the end of it. For free, which is great. But you will have already paid 5 cost, you know? And your deck is already morphed around playing to this strat, so that's fine. If the other Lucemons were like this, I would love it. The new Chaos mode, I think, is way better than BT
Bowser's
18,
EX6.
I think it is. EX6 is good. EX6 lets you do, like, bless you, the Lucemon thing. But this one is like
way better,
much more aggressive in what it's doing. It's not so passive where the other ones are really passive. So I like this one better. And then, of course, I guess I should tell everybody what it's doing. I'm saying I like this one. Lucemon lets you Digivolve into a Chaos mode by bottom decking 5 Lucemon in name. Chaos mode has a when Digivolving and a when attacking that isn't once per turn if it does matter if you can keep turn. That by trashing a card in your hand, you prompt your opponent to either delete one of their Digimon or Tamers, or if they don't, you recover one. And then all turns when it would leave the battle area, your opponent may again delete one of their Digimon or Tamers. If they don't, then it doesn't leave, which I think is really cool because then it does force your opponent to have to
really
play
stronger. Exactly.
Yeah,
No,
like, it's just like the Galactic thing, right? Like you have to play out something for Galactic to delete off of Ragnarok Cannon, lest you leave yourself to a Ragnarok Cannon swing for game type thing. That's a much better use of that sort of choice effect than the, hey, when attacking, like I'm going to get rid of my card advantage to tell you to delete something. And if you don't, I'll recover. You know, yeah, go ahead, bud. Recover. Keep recovering. I'm going to end up killing you anyways at some
kill
point.
something or trash security type thing or recover. Yeah, it was way too passive of your opponent choosing. And yes, this is still making your opponent choose, but the way this is making your opponent choose is way stronger of a type of effect. It's like, all right, if this were to get the protection part, if you were to leave, you have to delete something. If you don't, I'm still staying regardless.
Me
so now
or you, buddy.
Exactly. So now it's more of a stronger sense of board presence, that's for sure, right? And then obviously the Digivolve when attacking, there's not once per turn. So like you mentioned, you can Evo same turn, keep turn. By trashing the card, your opponent may delete one of their Digimon or Tamers. If this effect didn't delete recover one, you can potentially recover twice off this one card. This card can get you a lot of value, I feel like, in comparison to what the others can.
And your Satan mode is
really good.
Also so much better because it has an on play. The other one does not have an on play, if you guys were wondering.
I think
it only has a when digivolving. It was when digivolving and then an end of all turns.
Yeah.
And the when digivolving is like, okay, cool, I'm playing these Lucamon larvae, but they kind of do nothing for me unless I'm digivolving into Satan mode. Now
exactly.
You have way more incentive because it's the on play which matters for your dead or alive, that you can play the Satan mode, place the larva in trash, and then this one is pop all Digimon with the highest level. Hey, Royal Knights.
Yeah.
I see you out there. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. And then the second effect is the when digivolving when attacking. Your opponent may pop one of their things. If they don't, you trash their top security and this Digimon unsuspends. I feel like they listen. I straight up feel like Bandai listened when they did this stuff. Because this stuff fixes... It's not like a problem solver. Like, I'm not saying the deck is going to be like tier 1 or anything. But those problems that the deck had initially with the ability of choice
now, like this deck is strong now. I think with these
just so much better.
These 3 cards by themselves,
for sure.
Like, cool. Hey, pop your thing, because if you don't, I will trash your security and I'm unsuspending. Effectively, 3. That's what that reads is sec +2 if you don't pop, which is like. What, especially for a level 7, right? Like that's how it should be. It's how it should be. And I'm so glad that we got this and we're seeing it like this. So I'm very excited for new Lucamon support. Dan is excited because we have new Bagramon support, otherwise known as Baga. I thought you liked Bagramon.
It's cool, yeah. I tried to make it work back in the day. Like
he said,
did not work back in the day.
Nah.
He said it's alright. I thought you were excited for Bagramon's support. I'm sorry.
No, I'm excited because I think it's cool. I definitely think it's cool. Darkness Backer, that card is crazy, like low key. Being able to the short end of it, like choose one card in your opponent's hand while looking and place it as any of their Digimon's
Rip that card from their hand and force Digicross.
Their Tamers. Then by placing 3 Bagger Army trade cards from your trash as this Digimon's top Digilusion cards, delete one of their Digimon or Tamers with cards under it, which is quite interesting. So you can force. So technically, you can potentially force an ace underneath something.
I was just gonna say that's crazy.
You can gain the overflow. Look, Mike. This card can do what you hope that cross. I mean, that hunters would be able to do.
Mike, wait, pause. Mike, I got you. This Digivolves for 6 from a level 6 purple. You can play this in Hunters.
Yeah, totally. No, you can't. What level 6 are you gonna play? Hunters.
Oh, sorry, I'm stupid. I forgot.
I mean, you used to play. Yeah, no, it's not.
You gonna go over the dark Javon Ace that they play nowadays? Oh, no, back to that card. No, back to Darkness backward. So the second part, which is kind of crazy, right? All turns Digimon gains all turn effects on all level 6 bag or army trait Digimon cards and Digivolution cards. So every when you go to the Baggermon, that you can see what this potentially does, which it was legit just right next to it, and you just
no, because I wanted to pull up the other ones.
The Tacti.
Sorry, that's Tacti.
Which is cool for this. So he has a cool effect, right? On play when Digivolving, you may place one of your opponent's Digimons any of their other Digimon's bottom Digivolution cards or entertainment, cool, whatever. Here's what gets interesting: is the all turns was the part. When any of your opponent's Digimon Tamers Digivolve or effect place cards under them by trashing any 2 of this Digimon Digivolution cards, trash your opponent's top security card. So what's cool is this: if you have the Darkness Bagger, you have this Baggermon, and you have the OG Baggermon, because if you go to the OG Baggermon, that's also an all turns effect. You could trash your opponent's you could trash 2 security from your opponent's security stack off that one combo. If they do that, I think it's super cool to be able to do that.
And also pretty much gain 3 memory, it seems like, because I think most of the inheritables are gain a memory.
Yeah, and then Tactimon lets you gives protection in all turns. This one says all turns when any of your bag or army trades you believe about area by trashing 2 swords, you don't leave. So you can either get trash security or protection, was pretty good. And we're gonna get probably Lilithmon eventually, and we're gonna get the other guy, the rock dude, I forget his name, Blastmon, yep, which is pretty cool. So downside is you can't really use the old ones because they all say opponent's turn outside of Baggermon. So like the old Lilith, old Blastmon, old Taxi are all opponent's turn effects, so that you won't gain the effect off of this. But at least you have the OG Baggermon, and I'm sure we're going to get a new supporter that's going to facilitate more all turns effects, which should be pretty good.
I'm not saying that it's going to be tier 1 as well, but I feel like that just makes Baggermon more playable, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what the problem with Baggermon is, and if you know, let me know down in the comments below.
It was a struggle getting there.
The struggle getting there. So like consistency.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and then when you get to the Darkness Bagger, it just didn't do enough back in the day for you to be like, yeah, this is a great ender. Like whatever.
Right. So let me know down in the comments below. Do you think that based on the Bagger support that we're getting, does this make Bagger finally playable? Because to me, the cards read really good. Tactimon is really good. It only costs 4 to Digivolve. You're going to be able to go Darkness Bagger over it. Of course, you can also Digicross. It does play off, obviously with the Dark Knight stuff. So I feel like it should be decently playable. It should be maybe like, I can't think of a relevant deck, so sorry.
Yeah, we got to see what the new Bagger Army stuff does. But you can still obviously play the old Bagger Army low end stuff. The U's are fine. Definitely need a new U that works with Baggermon too, because we only have the one U, the purple one. Because the other one is the black one, and like no one cares about that one really.
Right.
And so yeah, there you go. So you have that one. That's really your main tamer, and that's a solid card, fantastic card when you think about it. But the other stuff is also decent too. Like it's not that bad. It's just like the power level of what they can do was not good.
It's the only one as well.
Yeah.
Most decks need like 2 named tamers to be good, be consistent.
Because the rest of the support is alright, like I said. We'll see. I'm sure the new stuff will give us more playable things and make the deck more stronger than it was prior.
We've got a Wizardmon that is
cracked.
Dare I say cracked for Beelzemon? Like
technically you can play this in Dynasmon.
Yeah. I never would have thought that like I would like these effects for Beelzemon, but like this is stupidly good. So new Wizardmon is that when effects trash this from the deck or security stack, you give something sec -1. You don't even care about that, right? Sure, that's cute, that's cool, whatever. On play and when digivolving, by trashing your top security, trash the top 2 cards of your deck. In other words, mill 3. And then all of your opponent's Digimon get minus 3 KDP for the turn. Number 1, if you are playing a yellow deck, this card with Revelation is even more cracked because you are now a blanket -8, which is stupid. Also, well, if you hit it out security, it's just the -5. But if you're playing something like, and if you're trying to wipe a board and you're like, damn, I can't get that body because it's 7K, here's the Wizardmon, right? And Wizardmon fixes that. Even probably like weird to say, but probably the most important part of this card is it gives Beelzemon barrier. And I never would have thought like, man, I wish Beelzemon had barrier, but I can't tell you how many times I've swung a Ballmon just wanting to mill some cards, and I die, and I don't have the Beelzemon in trash. But now I have barrier, so I can just be like, oh, I was gonna die. That sucks. Oh, I'll just trash my top security and I won't leave. And then maybe I get the Beelzemon in trash, or maybe it just lives until the next turn because now I have barrier and my opponent can't just swing over it like they used to. So like, Wizardmon kind of insane, but Ballmon also like really good. Blocker, reboot.
Yeah, giving Beelzemon reboot blocker, and the fact that you can just block something and like, all right, cool, on deletion, play your Beelzemon back out. Oh boy. Talking about Beelzemon, you got the Seeker rare Beelzemon that's cracked. I think it's a 3 to 4 instantly.
And this one is kind of like a souped up EX6 Beelzemon, because it's going to Digivolve only if you have 10 or more in trash. So it is power limited in that way, but that's fine. I think that's a fine restriction to have. And then it's also going to trash more cards, pop a play cost 6 or lower, and then for every 10 you add the play cost maximum. So between this Beelzemon, basically between all the different Beelzemons that you play, like this new support for Beelzemon, I don't like the Impmon's cute. All right, the Impmon's cute. I do wish, I agree with Brito here, and I do wish that we got a bona fide actual search for Beelzemon to search our pieces, not named Ian Mako. But I don't hate this effect. Start of main, trash top 2 cards. I don't hate that at all.
I mean, it's also if it gets trashed from the deck, you delete a level 4 or lower. Pretty solid.
Yeah, it replaces what you kind of lost in not playing the old blast mode, or not old, the starter deck blast mode, because that popped a level 3, and then for every 10 it added 1. So generally, like you'd be popping like 5s and 6s. This will only pop a 4 or lower, but you kind of don't care, like especially for a rookie. Okay, cool. It has a mill effect. You know, I don't think outside of the EX2 Impmon that's limited, we have any other Impmons that have on mill effects. So this is pretty cool, and I kind of like this new support. I generally EX10. That's looking like a major buy for me. Sinister Order. This stuff is looking kind of crazy. And we just got the Skull Satamon that is Creepymon support, which is word soup. So if you guys are looking at this, you're like, what the hell does that card say? It's basically
Mike, can you understand this? Because I can't.
This card is like, it is so poorly written.
Yeah, it's so extra for no reason.
It was definitely a better way to write it. Basically, if your opponent has 10 or fewer, trash 3. If they have 10 or more, 3. You don't trash. No. You don't. You only trash if they have 10 or fewer. You will always.
I'm saying it's both players trash.
Sorry. Gotcha. If your opponent has 10 or fewer, both players mill. Then you pop a level 3. But if your opponent has 10 or more cards in trash, then you're adding level to what it can pop.
A level 5. Yeah.
It's exactly. You pop a level 5 at 10 cards and a level 7 at 20 cards, which, to be honest, is crazy.
Can you? I think it's just level 5 always.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
If your opponent has 10 or more cards in their trash.
Again, reading is hard, but they did not make it easy on us either. Yeah, Mike's right. So either you're popping a level 3 if they have 10 or more, then you pop level 5. The one attacking, straight up, it's either sec +1, but if they don't have basically think about it like this. Does your opponent have 10 cards or more in trash? No, then you are going to mill them. Once they have 10 or more cards in trash, then you'll get the alternative effects. So you'll pop the level 5. You will gain the sec +1. This has blocker. That's when digivolving and an on deletion. It already plays extremely well into Creepymon because he's going to mill 2.
Showing this trash?
Sorry. Is this better?
Yeah, but still trash card.
This one is going to mill cards based on how many Digimon your opponent has in play. I'm curious to see if they give us a level 4 that gives your opponent a token like Octomon so that you can give them something so that you can mill more cards. Because this one also says for every 10, you trash more and gain 3k. This Creepymon is only going to mill yourself. It's not going to mill both players, which is the unfortunate part about it. So we will get a new Creepymon that probably mills both players. I'm excited. Creepymon stuff looks cool AF. And that's we have some like Leviathan stuff between Kopipemon and Kabemon, but they're not worth talking about.
No one cares about Aphmon anyways. Like, who cares?
These aren't worth talking about until we
see the rest of support.
The Leviathan, and then because then you see how it all pieces together. But this other stuff, based on the villains we already know, the Creepy, the Bagger Army, the Beelzemon, the Black or Gray, the Lucemon. Bro, we haven't even seen the Millie yet. We haven't seen the what else is confirmed this set, Dan? I'm forgetting.
So every villain, anime villain. So APOC confirmed, obviously, with probably the Dark Masters, I would assume.
Right.
We're going to get, obviously, Season 2. So that's Chimera. That is
Myotis.
Creepymon, Myotismon, which we get Myotismon.
There was a Myotismon reveal.
Myotismon is correct, low-key. Mallow, we should be getting. Creepymon, obviously. Black or Greymon, I would assume we're going to get a new Arcandy plus Mummy. What else? Edamon, maybe, because Season 1.
I hope.
Tamers, D-Reaper.
Sorry. Yeah, I've been playing Edamon a lot on Sim, and man.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that one.
I play Edamon a lot. It's one of my favorite decks. I love the art from EX5, so I would love new Edamon support. Yeah.
Definitely has a chance. What else? So
I'm pulling the Mike Lie out of my ass there.
Davis. Okay, sure. So Davis, D-Reaper, I guess Megijimon, maybe. I don't know. It's Guilmon, so maybe not. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Who else is a villain in Tamers? I really forget about Davis. Besides Davis and D-Reapers, what else is there?
I mean, it kind of was just them, wasn't it? Like, it was just them terrorizing them.
There's something in between. I just don't remember. Obviously, Beelzemon, because Beelzemon is part of it. But, like, what else is in between? Do you remember, Mike?
Honestly, no.
It's really, I really think it's just the Devas. Because there was, like, 12 or 14 of them or something.
Yeah. There has to be something in between. I just don't remember. So, yeah. Frontiers, we got Cherubimon, Lucemon. Obviously, we've already seen the Lucemon.
Are we going to get a new Lord Knight and Dynus? Lord
Knightmon plus Dynus will probably work with them, I would assume. Maybe we get a new Velgr. A new Velgr and Duskmon, maybe. It's a possibility. And then obviously Savers, we got Belfmon. We got, what else is in there? Yiggy, maybe? Yeah. I doubt it, but I know it was Belfmon.
I feel like no. And I only say that because I feel like if they were going to do something, I feel like if they do something, it's going to be safe for BT23.
Yeah, that's definitely possible.
I feel like if they were going to do something Royal Knights, it would probably just be like the antagonist Royal Knights, like Craniumon and who else appeared? Gosh, I don't even remember. Been so long.
What else we got? What else? Crossheart. So obviously we're already seeing Bagger stuff, which is Bagger Army.
Is it just Bagger? Okay.
Yeah, Dark Knightmon mix in there, obviously.
Hey, and Mike, you get new Dark Knightmon support.
Hunters. So we might get a new Quartzmon.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. What else? We got the reboot. Millenniumon's in the reboot, so maybe we'll see him. We'll see. Ghost Game. Do you even have a villain in there?
Oh my god. I think so.
Yeah, no, like real villains. Just
It's just
monster of the week.
it's just
Whoever they fought at the end. It's whatever they fought at the end. That was like the 3 episodes. Where they fought there, I guess.
I wouldn't know.
And then is that it? Did I name everything? Appmon,
like
obviously, the Leviathan.
Yeah, the Leviathan.
I think that's it.
I feel like that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't say anything about movies, so we're not gonna get any no movies, no
Definitely
manga.
not movies. It's gonna be enough.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot. Kabemon, so card numbers. Kabemon is black and it's number 24.
Oh yeah, this is crazy. Yeah.
Impmon is purple and it's number 37.
No, it's even farther. I think it's Black or Greymon Ace to Impmon or something like that.
Well, so Black or Greymon Ace is red, right? So it's number 10.
Is it? Okay,
yeah.
Never mind. Oh wait,
it's red
blue.
predominant.
Blue has like 3 cards in it. It's something like that.
Between from Black or Gray Ace to Lucemon, there are 3 blue cards, which is probably like the Metal Seedramon
most likely, and then I don't know what the other 2 will be.
And then from 13 from 13 a level 3 to 17 a level 4, that is yellow to green. So there's all of 4 cards between, or 6
like
cards,
20
I should say.
purple cards or whatever, 30 purple cards.
There's going to be like 30 to 40 purple cards. Yeah. it's insane. So there's a lot to look forward to in EX10, but we'll come at you guys with more EX10 reveals when we get them, especially once we start getting some of those spicy ones. That is it for today's episode of DigiPod, the digital podcast. The moral of today's story is, when in doubt, lie your way out. That's the moral of today's story. I totally lied about playing Metal Edema.
The moral of the story is Mike will be a mountain lion.
That's
Mike
true.
will, in fact, be a mountain lion.
That's very true.
So that is it for today's episode of DigiPod, the digital podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And until we talk to you guys the next time, peace out.
Catch you on the next one.
Peace, peace, peace.